All right, breaking today, Marjorie Taylor Greene, according to her tweet or her X post, says, I just filed privileged articles of impeachment on Secretary Mayorkas. Yesterday, 2 Americans from my district in Dalton, Georgia, were killed in a high-speed head-on collision at the hands of human traffickers smuggling illegal aliens into this country. They had 5 kids who will never get to say goodbye. The utter disregard for American life displayed by Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas can no longer be ignored. The time for more hearings and phases is over. Americans are getting murdered just traveling to see their families. Lives have been lost forever. Everyone should care. This is not a political issue. That's why I just introduced privileged articles to impeach Secretary Mayorkas. Obviously, she's been on this for a while. She filed articles of impeachment, I believe, earlier this year on him, and cited, and Joe Biden as well, citing the fentanyl crisis, all the fentanyl coming across the border, killing record number of Americans. So, look, I support this. I hope they do it. I just don't have faith that the Republicans that are currently in power actually care to do anything to solve the problem of all of this horrendous administration.
They're not going to.
Yeah.
No. Republicans have their thumbs up their rectal cavities, and they never get any of this stuff done. And Democrats did it not only once but twice with the sitting president, and we can't seem to get it done here. Now, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene has filed articles of impeachment against every person in office now. But bless her heart, I like what she's doing. She's, I know she's got the reputation of being super extreme. I think lately what she's done in the last year and a half has been pretty solid. And she's been pretty darn conservative. And there aren't that many who are willing to stand up for their principles in office. Everybody equivocates, everybody moderates, everybody kind of floats to the other side of the aisle so they can go along to get along. She doesn't. Yeah. And I appreciate that.
Well, and I mean, when you look at the crisis at what's happening at the border, I mean, you cannot dispute that that the way that he has completely neglected it is impeachable.
Yes.
It is. I mean, it's an invasion.
Yeah.
It's an invasion of our country, and to say anything less wouldn't be doing it justice. And I'm somebody who believes that one of the keys to happiness in life is separating art from artist. So we can separate the person from the things that they're doing.
Right.
And if someone you don't like is doing some good things, you can say that makes sense.
Right.
I like having some accountability. I just don't think the accountability goes far enough, whether it's impeachments, whether it's censures. I mean, somebody gets censured, they get their name written in a book, and that's it. Like, no, I want them gone. I want something massive to have some massive accountability, and we need that throughout government. Nothing is going to change. There is too much power and too much at stake for them until there is real accountability. So if this is a baby step in that direction, so be it, but it needs to get done, and then that needs to be escalated, because if people are not accountable, then they're going to do what's best for themselves as politicians instead of what's best for the American people.
Yeah, I totally agree. Okay, before we have to go to break, I do want to switch gears here and play Senator Joe Manchin. Actually had an announcement this afternoon. Here was his announcement. Watch.
After months of deliberation and long conversation with my family, I believe in my heart of hearts that I have accomplished what I set out to do for West Virginia. I've made one of the toughest decisions of my life and decided that I will not be running for re-election to the United States Senate. But what I will be doing is traveling the country and speaking out to see if there is an interest in creating a movement to mobilize the middle and bring Americans together.
Gauge interest in creating a movement to mobilize the middle and bring Americans together.
Manchin in the middle. Isn't that a great sitcom that everybody wants to see? Really missing out on that one. This guy is terrible. He's not in the middle. I will never forgive him for what he did when he had the opportunity to stop that spending that ended up creating so much inflation and so much pain. He was one of those key people, and he caved in on that. And no one wants you in the middle, Joe Manchin, because that is not a middle position. That is a terrible position. So you go with your family and do whatever you need to do, but don't you be coming to my town.
Can you imagine how the American people are going to be fired up over the movement to the middle? Oh, man. Is that going to excite people?
Everyone's just
what?
going to clamoring for that.
I can't tell you how many calls I've gotten. Why haven't we moved to the middle? Why aren't we going right down the middle of the road? Let's sit on the fence. Can we please? I don't want to go to either side. Let's go right on the fence line. It's asinine.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, if you take an Oreo cookie and you take the middle, there's some good stuff in the
that is
middle.
fair.
That's one
That's
where
fair.
there's, yeah.
This is
that
not the guy that's getting that movement hyped up. Or Andrew
not the-
Yang, by the way.
He's not the cream in
No,
the middle.
He's not
neither of
the
them.
cream filling.
You need, if you're going to have a centrist movement, you need somebody who is really charismatic to overcome the fact that you are in the middle, right? That's
Yeah.
a tough place to be. I
Yeah.
frankly think there are a lot of people there, but this is not, who's following that guy?
You didn't think that was charismatic?
That's not the guy. It's like, if Joe Manchin would just come and lead us, to the middle, this country would be saved. This is what we have all. Thank you, Joe Manchin. I mean, come on.
The passion people probably have for a Joe Manchin move to
Right?
the middle run.
Can you imagine?
Oh, the rallies.
The ones of people that are to show up for those rallies? Oh my gosh.
I think that's overstating it, but if you want to be
his
generous,
wife-
if you want to
his
be
wife
generous,
would be
that's
Will be
there.
there,
fine.
his kids.
Maybe.
That's one.
Maybe. I wouldn't put any money on that. I'd say 50-50 odds, straight up.
Oh, so to Carol's point, Joe, just go home and be with your family. Stop this nonsense. You guys take this power. You're in office for 10 billion years, and then you want to run for no, just go home.
If you like that clip, there is plenty more where that came from. Click the link in the description below to subscribe to the News and Why It Matters YouTube channel to watch the full episode.